Hi, welcome to episode 11 of my path journey, trials and tribulations of trying to squat a double body weight in my 40s. Bit of a strange week this week because last week I don't think I shared it. I recorded it, it's on the website, but I don't think I put it out there because just as I got back into training, having had about 9-10 days away on holiday, came down with a bug, stomach bug, and it's laid me out for 7 days really. And then back into work this week. So it's been like 9 days again since I went to the gym, which wasn't planned and wasn't foreseen. But again, you can't do about it. And it properly laid me out there. The whole family got kind of waylaid by that. So that has been a bit of a frustrating period of time because got back in and actually the strength that had been building was going quite well and did 95 kilos, getting for 20 or nearly 20. Think, yep, on that path to success, and it's showing good signs. And then this bug's come round and knocked me for six for a week. So this week's back kind of finding out what the impact of that was. So I've only just finished the first gym session since having that bug and took it really steady. So learnt my lesson, age and experience. So knocked it down to about 70-75% of what I was doing. Just make sure I get through it without any adverse effects really, and then just to minimise the kind of DOMs and fatigue I might get for tomorrow. So if it's all going tomorrow, I'll do the same again and then back into it next week. So not the kind of journey in progress that I'd foresaw for this week, but you can't control the uncontrollables, can you? Can control your response to that. So that's kind of been the story of the last week. But there's a bit of a kind of a silver lining, if you like, to the dark cloud that was a bit of a bug. As a consequence of sickness and diarrhea bug and being kind of not bedbound but kind of just wiped out for like 5-6 days, I had no appetite, nothing. I ended up losing just about 3 kilos, which after all the weeks and months of trying to get weight down, and bugs come and help me out a little bit with that one. Not the way that I would like and the timescale that I would like, but it is what it is. And so the first thing I did when I got the first day of feeling better, so I wasn't really eating for like 5-6 days or not eating much, grazing bits and pieces. Went for a run, did a 5k, knocked off a minute and a half off the previous time that I'd ran. So like, okay, something's feeling a bit better here. I'm not feeling the kind of ill effects of being ill for 6 days. I felt pretty good and looked at the watch and lo and behold, I was a bit faster. I don't think Mo Farah's got anything to worry about just yet, but it's certainly kind of pleasing for me. And then this week's weigh-in, so again lost that 3 kilos and then into the girth measurement. So if you can see that, hopefully you can, that the top thin black blue purple line is chest measurements, and then the bottom yellow line is thigh measurements. And I kind of attribute those to muscle changes. Obviously everything's got a bit of muscle, it's got a bit of fat, so I'm not naive to that, but they are responsive to hypertrophy more so than fat gain and loss. So they're my kind of muscularity markers, for want of a better term. And then the middle two are the waist and hips, and they typically males fat markers. Now, okay, we haven't seen huge dips and changes. You're not going to see that in a week, but what it has shown me there is that the two upper and lower lines kind of stayed roughly the same, but I lost about 2 centimeters off hips and 2 centimeters off waist. So kind of, I haven't just lost water. That was the key thing for me, is like, have I lost 3 kilos of water? Have I just been dehydrated? And as soon as I start drinking more water again, that's going to come back on. And it doesn't appear that that's the case. I'm drinking healthily now, nothing untoward's happening whatsoever. So I'm hoping that that basically having a 7-day calorie deficit has knocked off a little bit of body fat. So that's what I'm hoping for. So yeah, did just kind of 70%, no adverse effects, felt pretty good. Felt like I probably should have done more, but again, just been a bit more conservative. I've got a period of time left to go. So get this week out of the way, back into next week, up to 95 kilos again, and the goal is to get into the next kind of tick box is getting 100 for 20. And then once I've done that for a week, I'll then going to do a load velocity profile, which our good friends from Output will be helping me monitor with their new V2 units. Those people who are out there in tech world and like the velocity based training will be aware of that's kind of just appeared. So I'll be getting out some hopefully some estimations of where I am strength wise. So that's kind of on the horizon for me. And then I'm going to start to look into the periodization approach for these Yesis 1x20, because I've got the book. I haven't really read the book yet. Like I say, been laid up for 6-7 days. So get back into that and see how the periodization strategy goes for that. Because up until now, it's just been add weight. And I know that is not a path to success. That will ultimately lead to kind of burnout and some issues. So I'll look at the periodization strategy that you can apply to the Yesis 1x20 to keep on getting better and not hit that kind of burnout moment. Hopefully, next week, no bugs, no illnesses, no injuries, and it's more progress. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.